Welcome back to my channel IMDb 8 Recap. Today I'm going to explain an Indian Hindi romantic mystery thriller movie, A Thursday, released in the year 2021. The movie is about a rape victim who risks her life to avenge her rapists and to pass a law to control the rate of rapes in her country. But before we begin, please subscribe to our channel and beware of the spoilers. The movie opens in Little Tots Play School in an area Colaba in Bombay, where we see many children excitedly meeting their teacher Naina, who returned to after 3 weeks of holiday. Naina meets the mother of her student Niharika and talks to her about Niharika's birthday celebration. Naina tells her that she will arrange the cake, but they will have to send it through their driver. After that, Naina meets the maid Savitri, who asks her to leave, and Naina gives her money to help her. Naina meets her fiancé, Rohit, who is a lawyer and loves her a lot, and requests Naina to celebrate her 30th birthday. Rohit then watches the news of their Prime Minister Mayuraj Guru and salutes her, telling Naina that she deserves this salute in return for her service. Rohit then leaves for his job, and Naina talks to children who insist to watch cartoons. Naina turns on the TV and leaves, asking the children to silently watch cartoons while she goes to her room and calls the Colaba police station to inform them that she has 16 children as hostages, and stating that she has few demands from the police. The maid Savitri decides to return to school as she forgets her phone at school. Naina is seen looking at children while having a gun behind her. Niharika's driver arrives there with cake and Naina calls him in, but the driver looks at the gun behind her back. Naina asks him to keep quiet and binds him to a chair. Savitri enters from the back door and listens to the screams of the driver. Naina also keeps her hostage. Inspector Lokand comes to school and talks to the guard, who tells him that everything is fine here. Lokande also listens to the children enjoying inside the school and leaves, thinking that it can be a prank call. ACP Catherine arrives there and Lokande reports that everything is fine here. Naina looks at them going back and shoots a bullet in the air, which makes them feel that the situation is critical and it indeed isn't a prank call, which they initially thought. Catherine talks to Naina, but she denies talking to her, saying that she will only talk to Officer Javed Khan. Catherine then calls Javed Khan, who was sleeping, and tells her that he is on his way. Naina keeps looking after the children and one of them asks her to go to the washroom. Naina sets Savitri free, asking her not to be smart, otherwise she will have to face the consequences. Savitri takes the children to the washroom and tells Naina that she is not like this and asks her the reason why she is doing this, but Naina does not tell her anything. Police clear the whole area around the play school and Naina watches Rohit's video, inviting all of his friends to celebrate Naina's birthday. Naina records her video in which she says that she has a few demands to be fulfilled by the police, and if they don't do so, they will be responsible for what happens to children. On the other hand, Rohit receives a call from his friend who tells him about Naina, but he doesn't believe him until he watches Naina's video. Rohit gets worried about Naina and turns his car back. Javed Khan arrives at the school and meets Catherine, who talks to him rudely. Catherine and Javed talk to Naina's neighbors, who do not believe that Naina is capable of doing this. They inform Javed about Rohit and Javed asks them to call him immediately. Mrs. Joshi calls Rohit and Javed talks to him and asks him to reach there soon after sending his live location to them. Catherine and Javed talk to the parents of the children and come to know that Naina has been on leave for 3 weeks, but returned suddenly today. Catherine asks Dheeraj to find Naina's social account and to find out what she has been doing for the last 3 weeks. Javed Khan watches the armed police force arriving on the spot and asks Catherine about what is Naina trying to accomplish, and that she is risking the lives of all children by her act. Javed goes inside and talks to Naina. Javed questions her why she has selected him, and Naina tells her because she reads about him once or twice in the newspaper per week. Naina makes her first demand of 50 million rupees to be transferred to her account in exchange for 1 child. Javed tells her that he can provide her with a plane to go wherever she wants by taking the money and leaving the children alone, but Naina disconnects the call, giving him 1 hour to arrange the money. Catherine argues with Javed, who leaves, telling her they are running out of time. Catherine then gets the blueprints of the building and forwards it to everyone. The scene shifts to a news channel headquarters where we see an anchor named Shalini. Everyone at the channel headquarters comes to know about Naina, and Shalini starts crying for her son, who is one of the hostages. Shalini's boss asks his employees to cover the news and to add some melodrama to make it interesting to the viewers. Many news channels arrive at the school to cover the incident, while Naina asks children to start reading a poem while looking at the roof, and keeps recording their video, pointing a gun at them to terrify everyone. After a while, the commissioner of police arrives there and talks to Catherine and Javed. The commissioner tells Catherine that they already have wasted 3 hours and orders her to solve this case soon. Javed gets angry at not caring for the children and leaves while Catherine calls Dheeraj and asks to cut Naina's TV and internet connections. Armed police force attempt to enter the school and Naina looks at police entering the building before her TV connection is lost. Naina calls Javed and tells them that they will be responsible for what she is going to do now, and Javed tries to stop her from doing anything. Naina goes and opens fire on the police before they could have entered the school. Naina calmly conveys to the kids that there are some bad people outside and she is dealing with them amicably. Naina then goes to the other gate and opens fire on the police, scaring everyone. Javed asks the police team to back off. Naina goes inside and calls a boy named Akash and asks him to play shooting game with her. Naina starts playing with Akash separately and shoots Akash live, which shocks the viewers. Javed gets angry at Catherine and the charge of the case is given to Javed. The commissioner asks Catherine to do the groundwork. Before Catherine leaves, Javed talks to her and asks her to show some empathy towards children as she is going to be a mother, and there we come to know that Catherine is actually Javed's ex-wife. Naina is seen reading the abusive comments on her posts and then she receives 50 million in her account. Naina calls Javed and tells him about her next demand, stating that she wants 2 men here named Rakesh Mathur and Charan Kumar, and also asks to speak to the Prime Minister of India. Javed gets surprised with the new demands. Rakesh then calls Lokande to ask him to find Charan and Rakesh. Javed explains the situation to Commissioner, who orders to block Naina's account, but he tells him that it can cause trouble for them and they now only have one option: to request the Prime Minister. Naina then uploads her second video in which she tells everyone that her 2 demands have been fulfilled and now she wants to talk to the Prime Minister of India in return for 2 additional children. The scene shifts to the Prime Minister of India, who is seen at the airport and cancels her flight to know what Naina wants from her. Naina is seen sitting with children where she starts hallucinating about children begging her to let them go and gets nervous. Naina releases one girl and the Prime Minister Maya Rajguru is seen listening to the news and comes to know that 60% of India's population does not want her to talk to Naina. Maya Rajguru talks to her assistant Prakash to help her decide whether or not she should speak with Naina, and he tries to convince her that she has been doing all hard work for her countrymen and they do not want her to talk to Naina, who at this point is given the name of a terrorist. Maya gets worried and starts thinking about her options. On the other hand, Javed finds no suspicious activity in Naina's accounts. We see Rohit arriving at the scene. Javed goes to meet Rohit, who tells him that he has been trying to call Naina but she is not listening to him, and Javed asks Rohit about Naina's family. Rohit tells Javed about Naina's mother and on being asked tries to contact her but her phone is switched off. Javed asks the lady officer to get the number and to find the location. Javed then calls Naina, and Rohit tries to talk to her, but Naina disconnects the call. In the next scene, Maya Rajguru asks Prakash to give her a suggestion about what she should do, and he suggests not meeting Naina as they will lose a lot of voters due to this, and Maya gets angry at him for caring about voters instead of children's life. Javed is seen receiving a phone call and he leaves immediately. At the same time, Naina also receives a call and comes to know that Prime Minister Maya is talking to her. Maya asks about what she wants and Naina tells her that she wants to have a face-to-face conversation with her. Naina tells her that she will free 2 children and can free all of them if she comes to meet her. Javed gets angry at her and Naina tells him that she has voted for her and has every right to talk to her. Catherine reaches Naina's house with Lokande and Dheeraj and starts to check everything at her house. Catherine asks Dheeraj to unlock her computer while she finds pictures of Naina's mother and some tablets. Dheeraj unlocks the computer and finds nothing of relevance. Catherine next asks him to check the tablets and comes to know that Naina has been using antidepressants. Catherine also orders Dheeraj to find the doctor who suggested these prescriptions. Catherine calls Javed and informs him about pictures of Naina's mother and antidepressant pills. Javed then doubts Rohit feels has been lying to him all along. Rohit is seen talking to Shalini, who asks him to give her son back, but then Javed arrives there and starts beating Rohit for not telling him about Naina's illness. Rohit tells him that she used to take these pills about 5 years ago when she was not able to handle her father's death, and states that he does not know why she is using these pills now. During this conversation, Shalini was still on call and records this information. Catherine on the other hand finds out that the medicine was suggested by a doctor named Junayo and makes a call to find out all the information about every Junayo named doctors in the city. Naina sets 2 children free and one of them was Shalini's son. Chief Minister and the Commissioner calls Javed to inform him that Prime Minister will not meet Naina, and Javed tries to convince them but they disconnect his call. Javed calls Nina and tells her that Prime Minister does not want to talk to her and requests her not to do anything wrong. Nina calls a kid and captures his photo, and after that, she also takes the picture of the driver and Savitri. Nina then makes a video in which she tells the public about a poll to decide whom they want to see dead. Maya Rajguru comes to know that Chief Minister and the Commissioner with Prakash have decided by themselves that she does not want to meet Nina without consulting her. Maya gets angry at them and tells Prakash to never override her, as Prakash calls her emotionally weak being a woman. Shalini gives the call recording to her boss, who asks her to use it as breaking news. Shalini starts her show and talks to the public saying that Nina is mentally unstable, while Nina calls her channel and starts talking to Shalini on a live show where she complains about the slow system of their country. Shalini tells her that the public is not supporting her as they are not voting at her poll, but then people start voting to kill the driver. Nina gets furious and disconnects the call, informing them that they will now see her madness and to what extent she can go to get her demands met. We see that Nina's mother is detained while she was in her meditation center. Nina goes back to meet all the children and asks them to take a nap. When the children fall asleep, Nina goes to Savitri and the driver and tells them that people have voted to kill the driver. Savitri gets afraid of this and asks Nina to go to the washroom, but as Nina opens Savitri's hands, she attacks her and sets the driver free. Savitri and the driver start fighting with Nina, but Nina gains the upper hand and accidentally shoots the driver on his foot. Nina makes another video in which she states that she is getting tired with all political gimmicks and wants to meet Prime Minister as soon as possible. Javed on the other side meets Rohit's father, who asks him to leave Rohit, but Javed gets angry at him, saying that he is an accomplice as he has tried to hide that Nina has been using antidepressants. Nina calls all children and celebrates Niharika's birthday, but then she recalls her birthday celebration with her friends in a school bus and Rakesh keeps staring at her. At the same time, Rakesh is caught by Lokande and Catherine. Catherine then receives a call from Nina's doctor and comes to know that Nina has been using antidepressants since the age of 16. Javed is seen interrogating Nina's mother and asks her why Nina is doing this all, but she does not reply to him. Javed then threatens her not to let her cry over the dead body of Nina once commandos are allowed to go in. Nina's mother replies saying that she will not cry over her body and tells Javed that he is also responsible for this all to some extent. Nina's mother then makes him recall Jaiswal case No. 122 and Javed rememorizes the day when Nina's mother came to meet asking him to arrest her daughter's rapists, but they did not help her. Javed then starts to cry and leaves when Nina's mother asks him whether they have caught her rapists or not. Rohit listens to this and holds the hands of Nina's mother. Javed was crying outside when Catherine comes there to tell him that Nina was raped. Javed then tells her about their selfishness, saying that they preferred a high-profile case over Nina's case just to get medals. They both get extremely sad for Nina, and then we see Prime Minister arriving at the scene. Nina makes arrangements for the Prime Minister to sit in front of her and talk to her live on the internet. Javed talks to Maya and tells her about what has happened with Nina. Maya asks Javed to call Nina and she talks to her. Maya tells her that it is not possible for her to come in and talk to her, and Nina asks her why she has come here then. Maya tells her that she cannot be believed by anyone as she has killed a kid live on TV. Nina goes and leaves Savitri and Akash while everyone is stunned after looking at Akash, and we see that it was Nina's plan, and she made Akash promise to not move after she fakes shoots him. After that, Nina asks Maya to come and meet her. Javed talks to Nina and tells her that they have her mother, while Nina replies that they can keep her. Javed apologizes to her and Nina makes her last demand to Javed. Maya then goes inside the school with Javed where Nina was waiting for her and points a gun at Javed. They both lower their guns and Nina asks Maya to sit while Javed stands beside the driver. Nina talks to Maya and asks her to transfer the money to the rehabilitation centers in India. Nina asks Maya for a favor to pass the bill for capital punishment for the rapists and tells her that she took the right step for this by passing the bill of POCSO. But Nina says that this law has age limits while women of all ages from 8 months to 70 years get raped. Maya then tells her that Rakesh did not rape her, but he held her hands when she was getting raped, and also informs them that she was raped by Charan, who was the driver and was her hostage. Nina talks about how he came in front of her one day and told her that he is the new driver of Niharika. Nina also says that she was afraid of him, thinking that he can do anything to Niharika. That's why she planned this, while the entire public listens as it was being played live. Nina points her gun at Charan and asks him to confess that he has raped her. Maya tries to convince her to lower her gun, but she does not listen to her and keeps asking Charan. Charan gets offended and takes Javed's gun to shoot Nina, but his gun was locked and Nina ends up shooting Charan. Commandos then break into the house, and after rescuing the children, they catch Nina. Nina is then taken to the police car, and on her way to the police van she looks at Rohit, who salutes her. Catherine meets Javed and asks him why his gun was locked, as he has never done it before, and he replies he forgot to unlock it. Javed then asks her to take care and leaves from there. Nina is then seen in jail while Maya is giving her speech in the parliament, where she says that Nina's way was wrong, but the question that she has raised is right, and requests every parliament member to help them pass the bill of capital punishment for the rapists. Nina starts teaching the women in jail, and one day when she comes to her class, she reads the news that the bill for capital punishment for rapists has been passed and is in effect now. Nina feels proud, and the movie ends here. Overall, A Thursday is a great movie to watch with an amazing storyline, so make sure to check it out. To watch many more exciting recaps like this, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Let us know in the comments section about the next favorite movie that you would like us to recap. Thanks again for watching, and stay safe and healthy.